Right then, welcome back to Narnia. Right, last time on my last recording that we were in the middle of doing, well, basically redoing 3 missions before doing the Great River. And basically what I did do was redo the mission, which would be the Beaver Den, and of course basically, well, try and collect some bits and pieces on there, which would be some shields and some statues. And also we are at 51% so far in the game, and also I'm going to try my very hardest to make 100% on the game, but I'm probably say I could make at least about 96% or something like that, but I will try my very hardest, as I said before. But also, once again, I did do the place which was this one. As I said, it is called the Beaver Den, which was involving finding the other 3 shields, and of course collect the other 5 statues. But also, we're speaking about the shields. There was one with the very important song that Susan can play for you to get a shield from, that's going to be hiding somewhere. And basically, speaking of which, I had to do that a couple of times, as well as pick up some other shields, which will be the other 2, which would be involving one, which would be the ogre, where you have to try and avoid them as much as you can, and try and get the small midgets with their poking thing they've got, and you just got to try and stay around several of those, and just keep whacking one by one until you get about 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, and so on until you reach a number before you could get the shield. And of course, just redo a couple of the shields when I just didn't quite try and keep one character alive, which is basically what you're going to have to do in that level. As well as what I did do also was go into the level that was involving called this one right here, which is called To Western Wood. But I don't know precisely what the WESTERN is about to be, but also I'm going to put wood right beside it, as it will say. And speaking of which, with that one, that I had to basically go and collect the other shields, because I did have 3, and so I had to get the other 26 of them, as well as collect 15 statues. Now, speaking of that level, that I had to basically go and show you and explain how you can collect some shields, which is part of where you'd get Mr. Beaver himself to bite through some bit of bark, and basically, well, leave him be for now in that level, and basically get your stick and burn bits of one side of dry wood on the right and on the left to stop the wolves coming through. And you have to do it a couple of times until you reach 25. But also, you also have to try and stay undercover because there's going to be a load of wind. There we go. That'd be the better word for it. That's just going to blow around and stop the children moving not as quick. As basically allow the flames to die out. So you have to do all that sort of stuff. And also what I did do was explain to you where you could find the other remaining 4 if you haven't been following along the way I've done mine. And of course some other things, which be Lucy going underneath a specific thing where you can get a shield from there. And of course when you get Susan and Lucy, or Edmund and Lucy, to slam Lucy against some solid ice thingies, and then basically you could get a bridge to be available for the children to go across. And of course where you can find another 2 statues, and of course find yourself with some small midgets that likes to chuck fire arrows at you, and basically you have to get Susan to fire some arrows or throw snowballs at them, and just make them say hey to be saying, oh, I'm dead now, great, thanks. And then you'd have to get Lucy to be dragged with either Susan or Edmund, or you could just get Lucy to carry with Pierre on his back to get across there. And also with the ogre, there would have been 2 shields, one on the left of him and on the right side of him. There'll be one of each. And of course you'll be able to get another shield after you've played a song. And speaking of which, Susan will do that, and also you can only tell which one will allow you to have the shield, and of course they may allow you to get a statue available, which would be a red one for the shield, and a green one will be for the statue. Basically in that level. And also what I did do was go in the drawer, which would be right here, in this drawer right here. And also what I did do, finished 1 bonus level, but I was stuck in the middle of one, and well, couldn't complete it. But as we got plenty of time, I'm gonna have a try at completing it, because basically what you gotta do is make sure not one of the children die, basically. So what I'm gonna do is just leave the Great River alone for now, I'm afraid. So as I said, I have done 1 bonus level in the drawer, which is this one here, which is 2 Western Wood. And I'm going to try and do this bonus level right here, which is ALLIES, and of course ENCLAVE, whatever it spells to be exactly. So I'm going to try that one today, again, if I can complete it. But as I said, I probably might not be able to make 100%, but I will try and try my hardest to make 100% on it, for you to see. Oh yeah, I see how it's tricky, as well as I can do that better than you can. Right, okay, so at the middle of the screen there's a symbol of a criminal, and there's also a number, which is 8. Now, the 8 criminals, well, a specific one. It doesn't matter if you're whacking a certain one you want to keep kicking the shit out of. you want to go for the one with her own poking one, which is the one that give me a +4. Well, +3 and a +4. And basically what you're going to do is hope and pray that the enemies will give you some red to top your health bar back up. And also with the big chubby bastard that is over here, you want to make sure that he doesn't get any weight. So if I were you, stay over it and kick the shit out of those without any other ones getting your bloody weight. Also with Peter, you've also got a circle button to give yourself a bit more chance of whacking the enemy a bit more harder and kill him a bit more quicker. But also, when you push the circle about 1 or 2 or 3 times, then basically what's going to happen is the strength of the muscles of Peter whacking things will go down, and eventually what you're going to have to do is continue on until it goes back up to the top. If you look on the left hand side of the screen there's a blue colour there, and basically the colour is saying it's charged, fully charged. And then when it goes down from the top to the bottom, it will say I ain't got no more strength left. Just like if you was trying to lift up a car or a log, for example, or try and lift up your own Christmas tree or whatever, and you just can't lift it. So yeah, that's what you got to do. And also with the whacking of whatever enemy you're up against, just push the square a fair few times, and of course L3 and move that around. And of course make sure that you just make sure you keep pushing the buttons, basically. Square and circle for a bit more force. Right, so there's 8 of those things, and there's another 8 of these things that I'm dealing with before the others comes along and gets in your bloody way. Which you don't really want them to get in the way, but they do. Right, also with Susan, you don't want to use her just yet, because you don't need her right now. So just keep using Peter, because you'll start off with Peter in the first place. But if you want to use Susan, just push the R1 button, and then eventually she'll do her bit. But you don't need to do that right now. Right, once you've done those ones again, you have to do them again, but also with the wolves this time. There's 8 of those wolves, and 8 of those things that are on the right hand side where I am at the moment. I'll just kick the fucking shit out of them without fucking dying, which can be a nuisance, especially in this bonus level where Susan will be involved sooner or later. So, for you, with some of the criminals that's going to throw arrows at you, just move out the way when you sit slowly heading towards you, when you're in this corner or wherever. And also you might want to give yourself a bit of tea break or whatever. As long as your muscles are still intact from slamming that square or circle loads of times and whatever button you've got to push. Right, now this time you have got 8 of these chubby little fuckers. There's one. Which are these things. One that's just come from the left hand side of the screen. It's those things you're dealing with. Also, you might want to go for some other enemies to give you some more health if you need it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right, also you're not on a time limit, so don't worry. But as long as you don't fucking die. Otherwise you'll be doing it all over again. Right, so further ado, I have made a mistake already. So, I'm sorry. Right, so first of all, you've got 8 wolves to deal with. And then you'll have 8 of the things on the right hand side. And don't piss me off, wolves. Don't piss me off. Right, so what I'm going to do is move over it and try and get some of the other ones involved. Once I kick the shit out of this wolf. Right, so now it's these things. There's 8 of these. That's what I should have done in the first place, but oh well. So like I said, don't worry about whacking anything else or whatever enemy you're up against to get some more health. Doesn't matter. But mainly the wolves are the ones that I'm trying to deal with at the minute, that's in the middle of the screen there. So basically what I'm on about is not the chubby ones. The little skinny things that's got the pokey things. Those are the ones I'm on about. But once you've done that, wherever it is, you're up against the wolves, and of course the skinny little things. Like the one that's just popped up from the left. So sometimes you don't always have to use the circle button for Peter to do the great big force of whacking the enemies. But you can if you want. So just use that carefully. Because like I say, it'll run out eventually. And just but also you want to pick up some arrows as well for Susan, because you'll be needing that soon. Also, when you're needing to use Susan, what you want to do is try and use P up and get some enemies to knock some red health for you to pick up, and save that for a little bit for you to get a chance to get Susan to pick it up, just like this, and then you'll be all good. Okay, that's all you got to do. You don't need to do that right now. Also, what you can do, if you think Peter's gonna die, which is another thing I should have thought of, and what I mean is get Susan to kick some shit out of enemies, and then some red might pop up for you to get Peter to get some. Also, with some of these enemies, they will be a bit more fucking tougher, just like the one that pops up on the left hand side of the screen when he wants to fucking join in. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Maybe kick and dig. Yeah, that's what I mean. So if you're still dealing with all that shit, push the R1 button. If you still think you can just put it off without Peter fucking dying. But this level can be a bit of a pain in the neck. Yeah, see what I mean? You just have to hope and pray that you can get enough chance of getting some more health, and of course get some of the other enemies to not pop up and get in your bloody wipe while you're dealing with the other. That's just all there is to it, basically. As long as the other one doesn't get in your way, and you either get the other one while you're using that one, it just doesn't fucking die. Thank you, I'll have a bit of health. Thank you very much. You can get out of my way. But not you, by the way. Yeah. That's all there is. As well as you need a good fucking eyesight as well. As long as you've got good eyesight, that's all that matters. Right, so there's those. Now I've got to freaking deal with the wolves and them bloody fucking things. Excuse me, you chubby little bag of poo. Also, you might want to use L3 to just walk away for a minute until some of them spreads themselves away from the other person. And then you can just give yourself a chance to get the other ones to get away from you while you're trying to deal with one of them, or whichever one you're trying to knock down as many as how many of the ones that's there. And then you just gotta deal that basically. But also these chubby things, you probably need the circle button mainly to do that. Kind of criminal. Alright, there's 8 of those now. So as I say, you probably need to take on several different enemies to hope and pray that they will give you red without them kicking the fucking shit out of you. I don't think so. Use that. Thank you. Right, how many more? 3. Also, this can fucking knock you out. Give me some red, please. Thank you. Doesn't mean you can fucking kick the shit out of it. 1 left. 1 left. Shit. Damn it. Yeah, so see what I mean? It'll fucking knock you out when you think, oh, you gotta be dying sooner or later. Let's say, obviously, tough shit. Don't know why I'm attacking that enemy, but oh well. I'm just attacking the wolf. But as long as you give me the bit of health, that's fine with me. Come on, wolf. Your turn. But also, I probably would say maybe I'd have another 2 more attempts at this mission. Or bonus level, show so. There's one of those gone. There's another one of them, a bit more health, thank you very much, yes. Also, you could use Susan's arrows as well if you want, but I very much doubt it, that it's not really much of the hassle to do that. But you can risk it. Excuse me, wolves. You aim away. Thank you. I'll have a bit more health. Thank you very much. Right, so I've still got 7 of them bloody things and several other wolves. Okay, a bit more health at the same time, yeah. Yeah, Susan, you deal with him. Right, also if you're working with your brother or sister or whoever, that'll help you for a bit of good teamwork. Oh, a bit more health as well, thank you very much. Lovely. Oh, 2 more wolves. 1 more. Right, so that's you dealt with. Don't dial me yet, Peter. Don't you dare. Good. Yeah, a bit more health as well. There's 6 of those so far left to go. Curious that. Yeah, thank you. Right, also don't forget on the left hand side of the screen there is a health bar you want to keep an eye on. Give us that, yes, yes, yes. Right, speaking of the bar, you will start with 4 bars filled up. Right, now I've got 8 of them bloody things. And 8 of those. Oh, shit. Before I've got Susan on the go. Right, so if you're doing that, getting the other characters involved, what you want to do, if you're trying to get the other person with their health bar back up, nice. And you can try and do that. I did that at the right time just to get Peter fixed. Oh, maybe I fucking won't do that. There we are. Now we're back together. There you go. So yeah, you gotta push that R1 at the right time. The R1 button is the main one you want to push. Just at the right time. But also, with the time and stuff like that, what you want to do is make sure that the 2 part of the family, or however how many, you have to make sure they're quite close up enough for you to push the R1 button, because if you're quite far away from them, it won't switch it. Oh, why am I fucking fighting against them? Twat. Maybe. What have we got left? 1 of them. Thank you. Oh no. Right, so next of all you've got the 8 of those big chubby fuckers. And of course next of all you've got 4 fiery arrows. And they're up there. On the left hand side. Right, so also what you want to try and do is clear the area a bit. Peter, where the fuck are you? So as I say, you want to try and clear the area on one side. Also, I've got Peter to fucking nick most of that. Also, Peter can fucking die. And yeah. That's the problem. This level can be a right fucking pig. It is not fair at times. But also, when you get so far, it gets fucking worse from when you next time start it. Don't know why I'm going over there, but I'll tell you what. Can I have some bit of help, please? Thank you. You can get out of my way. So yeah, that's all there is to it. I could have had that if I had moved Pete or Susan around the place. And it might have made a difference out of it. But yeah. As long as you do all that sort of stuff. Right, the only trouble is when you're in this level, or whichever, you might not be able to save it from where you left off to complete a level and move on to another one. Because also I did try that the other day when I was stuck on this one. And it just didn't seem to work. But I wasn't too sure if I was actually getting a bit paranoid or overthinking it. And all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Wolves again, and you. But also with the chubby little fuckers. They're the tough ones and they can just get in your fucking way. But when the time comes for you to fight up against those, then they're just gonna stop you. And then you're pretty much stuck. Right, so that's you done. Like I said, this one can fucking knock you out good. Especially slamming those buttons. Yeah, I'll have some of that. Thank you. 5 left. But like I said, I'm not sure if it was the walls come afterwards or the chubby fuckers and the doody what's-its, what they are. Can I have some more health, please? I need it. And you're fucking not going to get any. And you're going to fucking die in a minute. And you fucking did. This one can be a right nasty little piece of shit. Right, so once again, I'll probably just do one more and then I'll quit doing this one. For now. Because you don't want to keep seeing me do this one over and over and over. But, like I say, you probably might need a family member or something like that. And there is the death. And sorry if that little buzzing thing was going off. But right. Now. Do I do it again or do I just leave it? I'll tell you what, risk it. As I was quite short. Sorry. Right. Come on. But also there is something else you could do. Is leave this one alone for the time being. Oh, kick the shit out of me. Yeah. Yeah, so you are. Because also, as I was going to say, that you might want to leave the bonus levels until you've done the other bit of something else, if you want. So, there's those couple of options for you, if you want them. Just move on in bits and pieces, but it's all down to you. And also there's other things you can do as well, which I might do sooner or later. Just like I said, I'll come back to this thing. If I fucking die again from the hard work I've done on this one this time, but not as good as where I got to where the ones on the left hand side where I had to take out the ones with their bow and arrows and those sort of kind of things that comes along in the process of this level. And also I think with this level, bonus level, you would have to get to a reach to a certain point, which would be probably the only arrow thingies, and deal with those, and then your level is absolutely completely done. But once again, when you do these things and you haven't played it for a very long while, you forget. And then you just lose your memory of things. Right, these fucking bastards. No, you're not you. Can I just get that, please? Thank you. 6 left. Like I say, you can always just open play the other character, or have a bit more chance of staying alive and possibly get the other enemies to be dead. So you can get a chance of finishing off the next bit of whatever enemy you're up against next after the other. And all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you, Wolf. But also, once again, the same sort of thing with the powerful force of Pia with the circle button. You don't want to keep using that all the time, but if you think it's just enough strength to finish off whatever, thank you. I'll have a bit of that as well. And I've got 6 of them, 7 of them. Back to where we were before. I think from all the hard work I've done this time on this one, it is going to say, fuck you, your luck has run out. Like I'm saying, oh, no, maybe not. I hasn't done it just yet, but I've said it now. Like we all do, when we say something, it fucking backfires on you. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Right, there's that bit. Right, now we're back onto this one. Also, like I said, you need arrows. Excuse me. Can I just, ow. Come on, Peter. Fuck's sake, where are you? Also, sometimes when you're doing these characters, they seem to fucking wander off. Four of them and 4 of them to deal with. Oh, you fucking nicked it, didn't you? There's one down. There's one down. Let's get in there, we're getting there. Susan, good, good, good. Oi! Get off. Nope, didn't push that several times. Lucky I fucking didn't. Right, also with the arrow doody whatsits, you're going to need to fire 3 arrows. Close, close, but not close enough. So, there's that one. We are not doing that one again. For a while anyway. Yeah, that can be a right fucking asshole. In a way. Right, also what we're going to do is have a little look in the drawers. Well, just in case I have absolutely forgotten there was another bonus level I haven't got. Yes, we have. We've got Frozen Lake. Right, we are going to leave that one for now. So we are going to move on to this one right here, which is the Great River. And also we've got 55 statues so far. And we're going to find out, or you're going to find out, what they're for. But still, if you have played the game before, you know exactly what they're for. If you haven't, well, surprise will come. Later on.
Shortcut is melting. We need to cross now.
And the wolves are coming. The wolves are coming. And also don't forget in this game, as well as the film, you'll remember all the scenes and bits and pieces. Right, now before we do absolutely anything, now in this level we have got 4 statues to be found, and of course 16 shields to be collected. Okay, so first of all, before we do anything, don't forget, in of course inventory, that I have paid 50 quid for where you can get your shields to be found from somewhere, which is what you're going to need to use in this part of the level. As well as, don't forget, I have also paid 50 quid for another thing that Susan can do, which is basically allow you to find the statues. But you don't need to play that music tune. But also what I'll do is remind you what it's called. And of course the one would be for the shield is of course this one right at the bottom over here. And every time when you're buying things, they will always be up here. The ones you haven't paid for will be at the bottom over here. Okay, so the shield one, for you to find them, is when you go past a certain level, and it will give you DRYADS, and also with MELODY. That's the one where you can pay 50 quid to get your shields wherever they're hiding. But once again, you've also got the song, which will be Stone Song, which will allow you to find your statues a bit more easier, especially when you can't whack them that easily. Alright, but that's also 50 quid as well. Right, also we have got some other bits and pieces that are not available for you to use just yet. And also don't forget some of these things that's got to be paid whenever you want and however you want. Some of them will allow you to use those used up against with the enemies, which will be some of Lucy's things that's down here at the bottom. But also is one thing that is available for Lucy, or possibly 2 of them. But before we go too far deeper into that at the moment, what we're going to do is also remind you that some of the things that has to be paid for, and some of them will be linked up together. And what I mean by that is if I go to Lucy, for example, and we're on the Rain of Fire, and you can only use it when you pay for it, as well as if you stand by Susan, or if you're using Susan, you stand beside Lucy and you press the triangle button, and they link up like they hold in their hands, and then you push the triangle button, it will do something, which is of course Rain of Fire, as well as just like when it's pissing down with rain in the morning or wherever or whenever, and basically that sort of thing. So like all these sort of different things, that each one of these capabilities are linked up to all of these children, you can get them to do all sorts of things. As well as with Lucy's new 2 things, which are DRYADS, and of course clock. I'm pretty sure it's what CLOAK is spelled to be, which is also going to be allowing you to use it when you have Peter and Lucy linked up together, and possibly involving some time to fight up against your enemies, possibly, if I can remember correctly what this one does. But also we have got the one at the bottom, which is Fire Fall. And as far as I can sense, that this one, which will allow you to have a bit more time for the healing plant, which is basically to top the family's health all the way up a bit more fucking quicker than as quick as it does. So you can use this one to give your children, or whoever you're using with whoever's together. For example, say in a level that has Peter, Lucy and Susan in it. And you could just get their health to go up a bit more quicker. Instead of just using the one that'll be first aid when you first collect it, of course. But I'm not going to pay for that right now. And of course, all the other children, it's got all the other bits and pieces. You can use them whenever you want and however you want. But also, when you've got 4 bar of your health to be from top to bottom before they die, you can also increase their health, because there'll be 4 others for you to fill up for them to be a bit more stronger and sustain more damage, or death, shall we say. But there is also one called Braveheart. You've got one that is VALIANT, and heart right beside it. And also there'll be another one, which would be Phoenix Heart as well. And also with these ones, you can pay for one, but you don't have to move to each and every single one of these. You just pay for it, and it will just automatically go in every single one of those. Okay? But for now, I'm not going to pay for fuck all. But what I'm going to do is, of course, get Susan to play a tune, which will be somewhat. Wherever it is. Which is here. Right, also what we want to do is try and get the wolves to get out the fucking way. And find the green circle. And those ones got in my fucking way. So I'm going to try and get them to fuck off for a little bit. To give me some more time to get Susan to get to here. And I can't fucking do that, because they're in the fucking way. Peter, stop being a fucking div. Yeah. Kick the shit out of these. So also you might want to use that as well, to give you a bit more time to get to the green circle. And be quick to touch those buttons to get the shield. Right, so once you've done that, if I were you, don't go where Lucy is with Susan and Peter. Don't get those people over where the symbol of Lucy is, because otherwise, if he walks Lucy towards a bit of the ice, it'll break off. So yeah, don't get Peter or Susan near there. Right, once you've got Lucy to whack that, walk away from the gaps before the fucking ice falls down. And that means I'm going to have to do the tune again for Susan to give me the shield. So that's that bullshit out of the way. But yeah, it's all to do with not fucking dying. Also, what you can do is try and get Lucy to one corner to get in. And then just get Lucy to walk all the way across to one end to another. And then once you've done that, what you want to do is go over to the left side, where you'll find a statue over here, and another one over here. And then what you want to do next is just try and get these walls out your bloody way, and then go round to the other side on the right hand side, and then you'll find another statue, which is your third, sorry, miscounted. And there's your fourth, and there's all those. And now what you want to do is basically try and stay alive without dying too much. And of course get Susan involved with her bow and arrow. And also what you want to do is do this 3 times. But if I were you, stick to the left hand side first of the first one to break some water out. And then try and get the here to kick the shit out of the wolves to give you some more time. Because once you've done the second one, the one in the middle will have a time limit, which is 25 seconds before that happens. And then what you want to do is get PO involved and whack the stick of bark or whatever it is. So as long as you're quick to get that middle bit off and get Peter to finish that bit off. And then this bit will happen. Right, now what you want to do, first of all, is slightly stick in the middle or to the left, but basically on the left. But also what you want to do is avoid the whacking bits of things. Because if you don't, well, that's going to happen. Right, there is also some shields around it. So you want to start on the left to pick the first one up. And once you have done that bit, try and get round and around a bit by bit to avoid the bits. And there's another shield right there in the middle. And also once you've plopped yourself down just right here, there's a checkpoint, so you don't have to do that shit. There's another shield right on the right hand side. Over there. Right, next to all you'll also find another death for me to fuck up on. But that's alright with me. So once again on the right. Also you still got to use the left L3 key. But there's also a shield, a bit of health bar for you to top up. So there's one of those things to top your health bar back up. Over that side. Right, also just move the L3 just a bit smoothly sometimes you want to do. Just give yourself a chance, and there's also a checkpoint there when you get past that point. Right, there's also a shield in the middle. And I also fucking fucked that up. So what you want to do is try and die, because there's going to be a checkpoint coming up. So you want to do that as quick as you can. So it saves you doing all that shit. There's that shield there. Oh. Right, there's also going to be some owls and bits and pieces, or birds, or whatever they are. Let's go try and drop some bits and pieces at you. And some ogres that's going to try and shove a bit of pieces off. Right, slam your L3 towards the right as far as you can. And then that's that bit done. And also, as you can see, there's some cutscenes. So yeah, when you're playing the game, you'll find some cutscenes just like the movie. And you can see all sorts of things.
We have come to see Aslan.
And here he is.
That is Cair Paravel, the castle of the Four Thrones, in one of which you must sit, Peter, as High King. You doubt the prophecy.
Susan!
And some health is incurred. So we're going to have to save them this time. Right, so now what you want to do is, well, in the middle of the screen where the green colour in a circle is, that is all to do with fighting up against this wolf. And if you don't know his name, well, his name's called Margrim. He's called that. Right, also you can get a bit of health from that bit of tree trunk there if you need it, but don't worry about that right now. Right, also I think there is a tune thing for you to do. So get that bit out of the way first, because that's the first thing you want to do. Right, also what you want to do is whack the wolf about 4 times and then move away before he stomps on the ground. And once you've done that, he'll fuck off and send his mates to do some stuff. So it's 3 times. When you whack him 3 times, he'll want to stomp on the ground. When you've done that. Also, don't worry about Susan or Lucy for the time being. Right, also what you want to do is whack this bit of thing that's going to just stop something happening. And you'll find out why sooner or later. Also, didn't quite think about walking away from him, but oh well. Right, also once you've done that, he's going to fuck off again. Right, also next of all, what you want to do is get Lucy in the tree. On top of the tree, shall we say. And once you've done that, what you want to do is, of course, just continue on whacking him 3 times and walk away. And do it again. Walk away, not just fucking stand there. And I'll be in a twit like I am at the minute. But still, as long as you do what I'm doing, just whack him 3 times. And eventually you'll fuck off. And then deal with him again once you've dealt with those. But also what you want to do is the other thing is basically get Susan to go in the tree as well. Right? Once you've done that, just 2 times, just 2, there's a specific reason. Right, also what he's going to do is try and pull Susan. So once you've got Peter to do that bit, the wolf will try and bite Peter. So you want to get Susan involved to whack him, to stop him attacking Peter. And also, once again, you're going to have to do that 2 times first, because there's a specific thing and there's a specific reason. I'll explain to you in a moment. So once you've done that, a few little bits, what you want to do is just continue to do that. And before you do get the checkpoint of RU, there's a specific thing what you're going to need to do. I'll explain to you in a second. Right, okay, so first of all, the other thing is what you want to do is keep an eye on Margaret. Keep an eye on where he is. Because if you hit him, he's going to stop on the ground. Okay, so that's the one you want to keep an eye on. Okay. So once again, whack in 3 times. Wait for him to stomp. Walk away before he stomps. And just make sure you hope and pray that they give you some health as well from the ones that's not Margrim. And then you're okay. Alright. So once again. Next of all. What you want to do is leave that wolf alone. And try and move and whack several load of these. Right, also, don't worry about Susan for now. Whack that. Don't move it away. Oh, too late. But yeah, that's the other reason why you want to do those bits. So once again, I'm going to try and say you probably want to leave where the green bit is. That's halfway down. Quarter of the way down. Get out of the way, Margaret. Right, so what you want to do is probably try and get him to go to Lucy or Susan. Right, so once you've done that bit, of one of those. Whack this thing to get the other one of those. Okay. So once you've done that one, go to this one. Whack that thing. Whack this thing. Go to this thing. Stop on the ground, you fucking piece of shit. Oi. Oi. I'll tell you what, I'll have that. Nah. And once you've done that, what you want to do is still whack in 3 times. Whack in 3 times. Let's just double check it. Yeah, that's been dealt with. Okay. So yeah, like I say, you want to try and get the music tune thing done first. Right, and then what you want to do is get Lucy up the tree again. And make sure you don't die. And also, once again, to get a shield in this area, it's just like the one in the Beaver's Den. Basically, attack the small midgets when you're standing in the right place, and just keep whacking them 5 times, or each one until they're dead. And roughly the same thing with him. You have to try and avoid him and whack the other wolves in a certain pattern, as in quite close to them but not too close before the other one comes and gets you. Right, also I'm going to get Susan to kick the shit out of him while Peter's going down a bit. So still, you can get Susan to swing around and whack him 3 times. And then he'll stomp on the ground. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. Also, I stood too far close to there, but oh well. So basically, you just want to avoid him. Can I just have one of those, please? Give me that thing. Yeah, such your mates off. Oh. Alright. Can I have that, please? Thank you. So, once again, it's the same thing. You want to try and get him to join with the others and whack them and avoid him. Right, so once again, get Susan up the tree and deal with these other ones. Avoid Margarine for now, and then get Margarine to go up the tree, or try and pull Susan down, and then get Susan to whack him a couple of times to get the checkpoint to pop up when it's ready. And don't die, Peter, please. Move away. And then the checkpoint pops up. Right, now this time, what you want to do is do exactly what I just said. When you've got Lucy up the tree, don't get Susan to climb up the tree. Don't get Susan up that tree. Just try and keep Peter alive. If you can get Peter to stay alive. Okay. So like I said, when the symbol pops up the tree with Susan going up the tree, don't do that. Because you want the other shields. So once again, he's going to fuck off. Right, when these are in, stay quite close to them. Don't let several load of those ones run away from the others. Because otherwise, the pluses of how many times you whack several, it won't give it to you. I'm trying to avoid him. As long as you've got plenty of the pluses, like that, for example, and it will give it to you. And so, like I said, don't fucking die. Yeah. I'm watching you. Give me some health. Yeah, thank you. So, like I said, when Susan things pops up on the tree, don't do it. Don't press the X. Don't push it. So just continue on until those pluses pops up to a certain number for you to have that shield. As far as I can remember counting it, you have to do it 5 times, I think. Don't you dare. So as long as you don't get him to stomp on the ground while you're whacking him by accident. Come on, give me the shield. So as long as you keep an eye on where he is and keep whacking the others, and then you're all alright. So there's another one. I've got to do it 2 more times. So like I said, you've got to continue whacking the others without whacking him before he decides to stomp on the ground. Alright, so once again, do not get Susan up that tree until you reach a certain number. But also, if you're bored of doing the same bit, you can just basically finish this level and ignore everything else. Also, the other thing is, when you're doing this bit and you're getting whacked from the Margaret, when you stomp on the ground, that will stop the pluses reaching to a certain high number that you need it to be. Because I think it's about 17 or 16 that you need for it to reach. Nope, I ain't gonna give it to me yet. So like I say, as long as you keep an eye on where Margrim is, and the way you can tell when he's there is when he's stomping on the ground a little bit. That's where you can tell where he is. Ignore him and go for the others. But as long as the other ones don't wander off, then you've got a good chance of getting the pluses as high as it can to beat the number that it needs. Don't you fucking dare die on me. But still, like I say, you needed it 3 times to finish this level. There's another. 1 more to go. 1 more to go. So there you go, that's how you can do it. As long as you don't die as well, because you haven't got the checkpoint. At this point, you won't get it. Also, what I need to do is to whack Margaret 3 times or so. Just to make sure he doesn't get away with it. So like I said, as long as you've got the other walls quite close to you, then you can whack them to get the pluses up high enough for it to give you the shield. As long as Margaret's not going to stop on the ground beside you or anywhere where he can get in the way. Because if he does, you're not going to get that plus high enough. Also, this bit can knock you out a little bit when you're slamming that square. As long as you keep the L3 in the right places to make Peter walk around, then you're all okay. No, that's not high enough. As long as, so like I said, as long as you keep an eye on where he is, hope and pray he doesn't stomp on the ground or just get in the way while you're trying to deal with the others. Alright, I'm going to get that plus. But also, like I say, you could possibly just leave it until you get to another point of doing this level again. And finally get the other shield. Which I might do, but I don't know precisely how much time we've got left, but we could do this level. But then, sure as I've done that bonus level, well, I'll try to get it done, but he obviously said, fuck you, you're not doing it today. Yeah, that one can be a bit of a pain in the neck at times. There it is. There you go. There it is. Right, so now once you've done that bit, don't fucking die. And try and get the other wolves dead before you can get Susan up the tree. Right, once you've done that bit, try and whack the other wolves and kill them, and hope and pray they will give you red. But if not, then just try and stay in one piece, and then eventually when you whack him, your cutscene will turn up.
Peter, clean your sword. Rise, Sir Peter Wolfsbane, Knight of Narnia.
And so there you are. Level complete with 16 shields, and that's how you can complete that one with also the 4 statues. There you go. And of course collected 195 coins to go with 2,256 coins spent. Nope. And the ranking's going to say, which I can sense it might say a certain word that we've had for a while. Is it going to? No. It goes for fair instead. Well, I think I prefer that instead of good all the time, but I think I deserve a fantastic or excellent or something, but no. It wants to give me that instead. But I'm happy with that. Okay then. Excuse me. Right, okay, so I don't think there is anything new for me to read out, but just going to check. Nope, there is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. Right. So we are not going to pay for nothing. But also we probably can do one more. I think we can do one more before we leave this recording. And we're just going to have a little check on this drawer to see. Yes, we have. We have got another movie clip that is unlocked now. And we've also got a bonus level, which is the Great River. That is what's to be unlocked until we reach up to 62%. So that's what's in there. But also, I think we will do this level next, which is RESCUE, where it's supposed to be, and of course Edmund. So this is what we're going to do next. So with the R word, I'm pretty sure that means possibly return. Possibly. But once again, if you have seen this game, you know what to do and what's involved and what it all says and other bits and pieces. But still, if you haven't seen this game or you think, oh yeah, I like this game, never played it, might as well do it myself. And there he is.
Does he want his pillow fluff? Special treatment for the special boy. Isn't that what you wanted? And when you get it, you.
Oh, don't cut Evan's neck off. And Peter's going to save him. Right. Before he fucking charges at me, that little dude, or whoever he is, but if you know who he is, as well as who does he work with? Well, if you don't, well, he works with the white bitch, or shall I say the white witch. But yeah, never mind. I said the wrong word at the wrong time. Yeah, so he works with the white witch. And speaking of which, where the hell is she? Where is she buggered off to? Who bloody knows? Okay, right, so on this level, we have got 4 shields. Nope, sorry. Wrong thing. Right, so let's try this again. So you're looking for 4 statues in this level, including 10 shields. There you go, 10 shields. Okay, so you're looking for all of those. Right. Okay, so first of all, there's a statue right there. Right, also what you want to do is keep walking away from him before he does a stunt spinning around all over the place. And once he's done all that shit, get Peter to whack him a couple of times to go backwards against the tree. And then what you want to do is leave him be and whack the barrel or bucket, whatever you like to call it. Right, when he comes around and spins around like an idiot, just walk around away from a bit and continue on whacking. Oh, ouch. Hey. Right, also you can get Edmund involved now if you want. Obviously, I'm thinking of the wrong thing or something. But I could be wrong. Right, so. Once again, once he's tied up, we can him. Is whack him a couple of times from right behind, which is one option you can do. Or you could just run away. And see, he stops doing whatever he's fucking doing. And then what he's going to do is try to climb up the tree. And what you want to do is stand right behind it. And there's a specific reason why you want to stand behind it. And when you do, what you want to do is just walk away a bit. And once again, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Right, so it's obviously that one. Okay, now I remember. Okay, so what you want to do is get him tied up. Get Edmund with a stick. Light that up. And you're going to need that. So once again, whack him a couple of times from behind. And then when you do, what he's going to do is he's going to run around like a fucking idiot. With his sharp tool or whatever it is. And when he stands on top of the tree, once again, stand behind the tree. Wait till he comes down. Once you've done that, without fucking dying, which, like I said, I've obviously thought of the wrong thing in the first place, but oh well. Okay, so further ado. Right, so once he's spinning around like a fucking idiot, just keep walking. Around and around and around, avoiding him. Whack him a couple of times and make sure you stand quite close to him and keep whacking him. Just round from the front of him. Continue whacking him a couple of times. Probably about 12 times, something like that. Before he gets back out. As long as you keep whacking him, of course. Right, once again, when he does that shit, stand behind the tree. Wait until he jumps back down again. Find out whereabouts he is. Run away. Which is what you want to do, basically. Just keep running away. And then once again, when he stops spinning around like an idiot and going backwards towards the tree, slam him against the tree, or just keep whacking him with your sword or whatever. Even Edmund's stick if you want. Same sort of thing. You can whack him with a stick. Or with Peter's blade. Here, I'll show you what. I'll tell you, oh, he's going to fuck off. He's going to fuck off. So what I'm going to do is get the stick lit and stand behind the tree. Which is what you want to do once again. And as you can see, the green circle is slowly going towards anti-clockwise towards the right. And that's saying his strength and time is running out. Which is part of the level. So now what Peter's going to do, he's going to stand out the way. And let Edmund do the job. A bit of it anyway. Because all this time, what he's been doing has been jealous or something. Also, I have just done something I should have done on first play, but too late. Too late. Okay, so what I have done there is use Edmund's light stick. And what that's going to do, you probably always sussed it out, as probably already have played the game before, and you know what you're doing. But if not, you're in capable hands with me, and once you use Edmund or Peter to whack the stick on him, the sword or the stick, one or the other, still depends on which character you're using, keep whacking him a couple of times. Oi! That's not right. Right, so once again, once his health bar has gone all the way down up to the top, instead of having green, orange and red. Oi! Kick fucking Edmund. Oi! Fuck off. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll have a bit of health, please. Thank you very much. Right. My turn. So like I said, you can use the square or you can use more force with the circle button.
Are you okay? I think so.
Right, and now this time, there are going to be loads of these big tough fuckers. And they've got shields. But also, if you look in the middle of the screen there are two. And you're thinking, what the fuck are they? Well, these are these tall bastards, these things. They've got a nice sharp whacking stick. Right, what you want to do is possibly get your ebony stick, get it lit, and walk all over the place. And find several things to light up. And there's 10 of them around the area somewhere, which I'll show you. There's one there. Oh, lit the barrel in the wrong place, because there's something you've got to do with the barrels, which I'll explain to you soon once I've lit the place up. Also, what you want to do is make sure you don't stand near anything that has to be topping your health bar back up. That's one other thing. Also, there's still some other things to be found wherever they are. Exactly, if I can remember on the top of my head. Which I'm still struggling to find it. So as long as you walk around the place. Where is it? Oh well. Where are we? Where are we with that? Oh, we've still got two more to find. Two more. Lost count. Set off. Right, there's also some small, these fucking bastards. Right, there's also one statue over there. There is also another one over here on the right. There's also another fucking one of these shields to be found. Wherever I got to find the. So basically, what you want to do is to try and walk around the place and light almost everything up. Right, also with these big tall fucking bastards. I shall show you where one is. What you want to do is get a barrel lit, and if you can see one of these tall things that's whacking me with that thing, what you want to do, light a barrel, smack the barrel with the barrel that will be burnt, and eventually a bit of his health will fucking go down. Also, there'll be a statue over there as well. Also, Peter's Evans are fucking dynamite. Right, so also the last studio will be there, and also each one of those shields are all done, and all the statues are done. Also, you'll find some chubby squawking things like these. Oh, don't need to fucking move that. Right, so with the barrels now, if you go back to a certain area, like this place. Bugger. Right, so once that bit is dealt with, so once again, once you've done all that shit, walk around the place and find some bits and pieces to burn. Of how many more there is left. Can I just give it that, please? How many more have I got to do? Oh, they're all done. Okay. Just getting paranoid. Or something. Okay. So once again, I've got to get the shields, the statues destroyed. Which is that one all done. So now I just got to deal with him. So it's the same thing what you got to do. You just got to do all that bit. And eventually, once you've done him,
There are too many. Run! Ah! There's so many of them!
you'll be up this area this time. And you're going to have to deal with 10 of these. And if I were you, I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Now the way you can do that is stand by the by Edmund, press the triangle button, and then when you do, press the square, and then eventually you'll do that. Right, so you'll be having 10 enemies to deal with, which are the squawking ones. Just the squawking ones. Not the ones with a shield on their stomach. But you're going to have to deal with a couple of those eventually. Before you can deal with some more of the squawking ones. Because if you deal with some of the squawking ones, and eventually, when you kill a few of them, none of them won't turn up after you have dealt with some of the shield ones. That's all there is to it. And once again, you've got to deal with 10 of those. Also, you can get Edmund involved if you want. Just to save yourself from using Peter all the time. Also, I think I will use a bit of Edmund as well, as he's been hiding all along. Without doing anything decent, is he? All he's been doing is betraying his part of his family. Yeah, he's betrayed them all. So yeah, we'll do a bit of that, as well as don't forget, with the shield ones, like the one that's going to climb up in a minute. There you go. So once you deal with some of those, the other ones that are not here at the minute, they will turn up eventually after you've done about two of these shield things. Right, the way you can rip the shields off is use the circle button. That's how you can take most of that off, because you need Peter's strong muscles, and that's what the circle button's for. But don't forget, I did say that you don't want to use it too many times, because otherwise it will run out. And of course, you will need to use the square button a fair few more times before the strength of the blue bit at the top and the left hand side of whoever you're using will find its way back up to the top, and then you can use it again. Basically. Do you want any more of those? No. Nope. Down again. Down again. Oh, why did I pick that up? Twat. So, like I say, you need to try and not to hit that. And also, this level is going to be a bit of a tricky one, but it should be all okay as long as you played this level before and know what you need to do and everything else. Come here. I could whacking over there. You numpty. Nope. Well, Edmund seems to be fixed. He is not. But there's a bit of health bar there. We'll have that. We've got 5 left. So I could stay alive. We'll use Evan as well. So same again. You can always use the other characters as well by pushing the R1 button. Ah. Okay, so this time just do not walk straight to that. So this time, don't forget, try not to walk into that. Or the one on the left hand side. You can always walk to it when you think I need a bit more health before it's way too far down the list. That's all there is to it. Basically. And also, like I said with the bonus levels, what you could always do is leave those till the very end after you've done everything else. Don't go over there. Go over there. That's better. Come on. You fat turd. Don't go over there. Oh, excuse me. That's it, I'll have that. Don't dial me now. 1 left. Right, so now what I'm going to do is try and wait and see if one of those other midgets will pop up. The only way I can get it is to kill that one over there. I know I can try. And try and keep Peter's life up. Don't you dare. Ugh. Still. Once again, as long as you stay away from the health things that are by the corners, and just hope and pray that those things will give you some. Get out of there. You be an idiot over there. There's one. He's dealt with. Oh. Could have walked into that. Shoe dealt with. That's 5 left. Don't go near it. There's that one. Ooh. We'll walk around a little bit. Yeah, thank you. I'll have a bit more health as well. Now it's all getting crowded in here. Excuse me, can I just have that? One left. Alright, so it's not the metal duty, it's the other one. But it depends. It's all just depends on if there's any more of those things going to come along, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll get Evan involved. He's got a bit more health. Also, what I can do is get Pia to possibly take a bit of shield off. Okay, Edmund. Right, so there's that bit. There it is. Oh. There. Don't you dare. Thank you. Could have got a lot worse. Now this level is not done yet. Right, so what you want to do is slap the square, circle, square, square. So with the left and right side of the tree, when the creatures are climbing left or right, just do the square, circle, circle. Depends on which side they are. And also on the right, in the middle of the screen, there is a symbol of something with 16 seconds and 15 seconds, and when it says 0, the level will be fucking finished. And you're wondering, what is that symbol? Well, you're about to find out.
Edward, hold on. Peter, something's coming. Hold on, my kids. We're here.
And do you know what they are?
Charge them down.
They're centaurs. That's what they are. And there she is. The one and only. White Witch herself. I don't know precisely who the actor is.
You're not going to kill me.
Not yet. We have work to do.
There you are. Well, that one took a little bit longer than I thought, but it's much better if you don't flicking make your person die all the time, eh? Oh, there you go. 10 shields, 4 statues, and however how many coins I collected from that one to reach up to 2,353. And the ranking is going to say well, that's absolutely freaking disaster. Of having poor written all over it. That's rude. All the hard work I pulled that all off. But probably it's all about several dies on that level, probably is what's causing it. Okay, so now you have 3 new things for Peter and Edmund, which will be Lion ROAR, which I'm probably saying it's going to be Raw. Which is a nice little thing for you to use. Next door you got BLADE with SPINNER, which involves you to push triangle when you're standing right beside Edmund for you to use this thing, as well as with this thing. You will also have the MINOBORA with BANE, spells to be exactly as well. So you have those, but with a line raw or rue or whatever it is, 150 coins to spend. This one right here, which is 100 quid as well. And of course the last one at the bottom, 100 quid as well. But once again, there is nothing for Susan. But once again, back to Edmund and Pia. They both will still have, like I said, line raw or rue or whatever it's called for you to pay for. And one down here again, BLADESPINNER. And of course the last one at the bottom. And once again, if you want to pay for any of these, and when you pay for them, they will automatically go to the other person as well, which involves Pia, what I'm confirming to. And then you don't have to go back to the other person and pay for that as well at the same time. You don't have to do that. And so there it is. That is the end of the recording. So what we are going to do is save this thing. And instead of having it 51%, it's going to be higher than usual. And of course, what we're going to do is show you the drawer at the bottom of the wardrobe itself. And then what we'll do is leave the recording here for today. So you have now got the... Nope, we haven't got the other thing opened up yet. Okay, so we still need 69%, even though we're stuck on 63% at the moment. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope you've had a good experience, as was laughing at me of making a terrible mistake of doing stuff without having some levels done a bit more quicker, as well as possibly some other ones that was a bit more tricky, like the bonus level I did try and do, but could not do it. But I will try it soon or later. So there you go. That is the end of the recording. I shall catch you soon or later for the next one. Take care.